Man, that light is so bright. I don't know how to get it out of the frame. We're gonna have some absurd lens flare. Looks like. I can do there. No, there's still there. Hello. Trying to figure out where to put my camera. Uh-oh, morning stream. Yeah. Oh, I have some updates. That's good. They have a little bit of lens flare off to the side, but it's about all I can. It's about all I can do right now. It'd be worse if I had the light on over there, because then there'd be light behind me too. God. But I'm getting scanning. Featuring stack of papers. Yes. Listen, I'm trying to figure out the best place to put. What if I put the coffee can up here, and put this on the coffee can up here? There's still some lens flare. Well, wait. Let's do that. Okay, I've minimized everything that I can minimize to get this frame good. I am in my exercise clothes still because I just got back from running. Here's this. Alright, so we did a roof stream 2 days ago. Haley and I did. It was gonna be a roof stream, but it rained, like, a lot. It rained more than, I've seen it rain here in a while. The sky was green, we had a tornado warning, though it wasn't a tornado, it was technically a derecho. Just means the winds go straight instead of turning. Anyway, update. So, I today am going to start doing some, if not getting shots, at least setting up and doing rehearsal for the Sick of It 360 video. So, this is going to be the second of the 360 videos I do. I've been rehearsing a couple songs, mostly Sick of It. Sick of It primarily. But I've been rehearsing a couple songs to do these 360 jam sessions for. Cool. Also, hello Eli, hello Kin, hello Cal, hello Janice. Just want to make sure I say hi to everybody. I'm also just here doing like archive scanning while I'm talking, so. But yeah. So, the other thing is for VIPs, I tried doing a poll earlier, and I think because I've been saying like, oh yeah, soon enough, like, patrons will get to vote on what songs end up on the cover album. I think how I'm gonna do that in the future is by, demoing 3 songs, and then having a choice be between the songs, like, you know, like, hearing what I'm doing with them before. Oh my god. Sorry about that. Someone called me. I got a phone call. It says 2 viewers for me. Am I back? Are we back? What's going on? Are we here? Can anybody see me? Okay, cool. Nice. What was I gonna say? Okay, so I put up a poll. The first poll I was doing for the cover album was like, if I were to cover a Coldplay song, what Coldplay song would you want me to cover? Looks like the results are gonna tie. And if they tie, I will do this poll again, but I will demo all 3 of the songs that I want to have voting. Where's the poll? I have some thoughts. It is for VIPs on my Patreon. If you go to case.dog/join and join the Lunatic tier, just $3 a month, it gets you all the work in progress stuff that I put out, leading up to songs. It gets you access to the VIP chat on my server, where I, post links to those things and other things that I'm working on, and drop regular tidbits about the process, factoids. And it lets you vote on cover album stuff. Think I'll do that Friday? Awesome. Thank you so much. I would appreciate that. So, admittedly, I fucked up doing this poll. I've been demonetized. Fine. Okay, so admittedly, I was looking through Coldplay songs and I was like, what are Coldplay songs that I like? And like I started the beginning of Clocks, and for some reason I had it confused with like Speed of Sound, which I like better. And so I wrote Clocks on there. But like I went back and listened to Clocks and I was like, this isn't the song I'm thinking of. So I messed that up. But anyway, I'm probably going to redo this with demos, so you can hear like what my takes on these songs would be before I just say like, hey, vote for them. So yeah. I like Clocks the least. God. But yeah, since it's been a week, it has been a week since I put this poll up. I'm probably gonna call it at the tie, nullify the results, and then get back to you after actually covering everything. So beyond that, what I'm thinking of for future polls is maybe not a single artist either. There's a lot of covers that I have done. There's a lot of stuff, not totally done, but like recorded enough that you can like listen to them and make a judgment on them. But I'm thinking of doing polls where I pull up like older recordings of covers I've done that are like a similar enough style to be like, which should this track be? What or which track out of these should end up on the cover album? So I'll be doing a few different kinds of these polls. And I'm guessing this cover album, like the work on this cover album, is probably going to stretch into fall. I have other like work in progress stuff for the next Case Jackal rap EP. That one's gonna be called Buzzified, and it's different. That's all I can say. Beyond that, I mentioned in a previous stream that there were other YouTube channels I was starting. So excited for Buzzified. Hell yeah. There's other YouTube channels that I mentioned that I was going to start. One of them is up, and it is the Etc. Reverse YouTube channel. If you let me just link that in this chat here. See if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. So go check that out. Go subscribe to that if you like. If you want to hear some original content. I would say if you followed me for the Homestuck fan stuff that I used to do, or if you liked it, followed me for another reason, I think you will like the stuff that's in Etc.verse, and I would recommend you check it out. It's a lot of that a lot of the same kind of like audio skit stuff that I used to do for like AKV. It's it's a similar feel. That's all I will say. I also cannot wait to talk about this other podcast that is Homestuck adjacent for different reasons. That I've been recording for the past, oh god, I want to say like 7 months. BuzzFeed, oh my god. Yeah, I've been recording for a podcast for like 7 months. I play a lead character on it, and it's been one of those interesting escapist experiences during this whole hell. It's called Second Star to the Left. I believe there is a Tumblr and a Twitter for it. You can look it up. It's written by E. Lomax and Aisha Farah. And, wish I could talk more about my character, but I can't. I don't want to spoil anything because the story's really good. Alright. So beyond that, I'm trying to think of what other stuff to talk about. What other things? Here's a story. So, we were cleaning out some stuff in the theater on Saturday, and Haley Spoonie found this pendant that had a 4-leaf clover on it. We also found a really old tube of toothpaste in like a bag that I think someone probably left in like an old apartment or something. And we decided, well, I made some pass about like, you can use toothpaste to polish metal. And then Haley started seeing if they could use this toothpaste to polish this rusty coin. Later that day, we went out to, like, de-weed the back. It was getting wild. And, I found a clover patch. And then immediately found a 4-leaf clover. And that felt good. Feel like that pendant was working some magic. All right. What else? What else can I talk about? I'm also open, if there's any questions, any spare thoughts you want to let me know, do not be shy about them. Feel free. Just blurt them out. I will see them. Cursed toothpaste. It was blessed toothpaste, honestly. It was like, oh god, it was like, cheap, like, dollar store. I forget the name of the brand. But it was like the shittiest toothpaste you can buy. Just chillin'. Trying to think of... Oh, we also found a bunch of shotgun shells. That was another thing. We found a bag full of shotgun shells in the theater. Now, kind of tempted to see if I can buy a shotgun that takes those shells. No. That's weird. Yeah, apparently there was someone a while ago in one of these apartments who was arrested for something. What is that? What if I just came into shotgun? Oh god. Yeah, no, we were cleaning out the theater and we found some interesting stuff. Years ago, there was someone who was arrested for something, and then when the police, went to search his apartment, they found a bunch of guns everywhere. I don't know if they civil asset forfeitured all of his stuff, but at I think there was a bag of shotgun shells left over, and it's in the theater now. Personally, the last weapon, the only weapon I have ordered, I've purchased, is a bow from just like a cheap, like quick assembly, like screw together, like handle with two like flexy things, like bow. I thought, you know, times are getting pretty rough. I've thought about getting a, you know, an actual firearm, but I don't know enough about guns. I'm not experienced enough to know what is a good decision or a bad decision. But I could easily set up a target in the theater and practice archery. I am a Sagittarius, so I feel like I have to get good at archery eventually. Depends what you want it for. Intimidation? I don't know. Toothpaste in the shotgun shells. We got one in a Target, but we exclusively use the Target to throw butter knives. Butter knives? I don't know how you can stick a butter knife in anything. I'm gonna get some... I'll go to Goodwill and get some cheap steak knives and start learning to throw those. Honestly, you can't, but we try anyway. God. That's valid. Sometimes you just gotta toss some butter knives. But, I don't even know how much those targets cost. I could probably makeshift one with, you know, stuff that's around the theater. Where, like, fucking, sometime soon, I keep saying, like, every time I, like, ask my dad and my uncle, like, hey, next week, can we start moving this stuff? Can we start moving this stuff? There's this pile of, like, just old stuff that, like, looks like a whole house worth of stuff, and I've been wanting to rustle through it and see if there's anything, like, usable, but we haven't gotten there yet because a lot of it's just gonna end up being trash, and we need, like, a larger dumpster to throw that all out. We were gonna be doing more substantial work on Saturday too, but right before, literally, like, right before... Is this from the last one? Yeah. Well, right before we started cleaning out the theater, some idiots, well, I guess not idiots, I guess they calculated this, it's pretty smart, some fuckers came up in a green pickup truck with no license plate and dropped a bunch of, like, it looked like, you know, they tore up a bathroom, like home improvement shit. They just completely filled our dumpster. Like, just filled it. And so, and the thing was, earlier that week, when I was out back from the theater and just chilling, someone from a place across the street came over and said, "Hey, have you seen anybody? Have you seen any suspicious activity?" And I'm like, "There's no windows on this side of the building. I wouldn't have seen anything, so I don't know." And then she went on to say, like, "Well, the past month, every week, we've been being overcharged because our dumpster keeps getting overfilled with people that have nothing to do with our building dumping like construction supplies into it." Um, and I was like, "That's bizarre." Uh, but I didn't see anything like that going on like around here because we don't have like, there'd be no way for me to see over there. But sure enough, that weekend, it happened to us. So not a fan. Also, welcome Mars and welcome Kaneko. Welcome Andrew. Alright, these go here. Cool. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if we could catch them doing it again or whatever, but like that's illegal. And the thing is, like, if your dumpster is like more full than they can take on, you have to pay money. You get fined for it by the dumpster company. Um, so that's shitty. It costs like, I don't know, 14 bucks to like drop a truckload of shit off at the dump, but it takes $25 to pay a fine to um, you know, for the overflow thing. So like these guys' logic was like, well, we could pay $14 or we could make someone else pay more money for our bullshit. Don't appreciate that. Do not appreciate that at all. Trap them, hide in the bushes. Can you padlock the dumpster? That would be really, that wouldn't really be practical because people from the apartment use the dumpster. It's like, our common, it's where everyone takes their trash out here. And usually, week worth of trash bags and a week worth of like cleaning stuff out in the theater isn't that much. It's not enough to like, fill the dumpster. So we can't just lock it. I'm a bit upset that the overgrown, like, gravelly back alley is gonna get filled in with concrete probably before the end of the summer. It's peaceful. It's that that tall grass that's in the beginning of the spring cleaning video. That's all gonna be concrete. Bit upset. I'm glad I got to enjoy it while it was there. I think the concrete's gonna stop short of this one like side door to the theater, and I like just going back there and chilling with the plants. Reddy's butter knives. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll throw butter knives and shoot arrows at them if I see that green pickup truck come back. The thing is, like, I saw them. I was just, like, coming outside. I was literally coming out to set up for, like, the, theater event thing. And, just found them there. I was gonna say something, but they just jumped in their truck and took off before I could say anything. So I was like, well, I don't know what to do about this. And it's like one of those things where it's like, what can you do? When it's just like, I didn't see the make of the pickup truck. And it didn't have a license plate. So it's like, what? Oh well. Oh, I'm almost through this card thing. It seems to be a collection of business cards. Can't be too far. Hunt them down. Fill their property with trash. Oh my god. Rain. ... Matt Demon, what are you doing? So I am, every morning, every weekday morning, I scan things from the archive of a theater restorationist. If you've ever seen any of those big, like, ornate, like, castle or palace looking, like theater venues, all of them in the United States, were built over a very specific time period in the 20s to 30s, and then refurbished in the 70s and 80s. And one of the first people to, like, start doing that, like, really adamantly, was Ray Shepherdson. And he was working here when he died. He was good friends with my dad. Part of what he left us was a bunch of boxes of his, you know, basically a paper trail for his process. Anything that you would need to know about theater restoration, all the bumps that come up, all the people that he talked to, all the things you gotta clear, all of the standards and stuff, all of the legal documents, photos of, like, photos of, like, work in progress for all this, is all in this archive. And every morning for 2 hours, one of my part-time jobs from, you know, the estate is scanning these. Hello, Cosmo Comic. I just got through this folder. Nice. It's weird because this theater has sort of become like the landing zone for a lot of other, like, you know, leftovers from other Ray Shepherdson's projects and other stuff that he's done. Cover the truck in a gallon of Coyote urine. Oh my god. Hello, epic gamers. What's the vibe? Oh my god. See if I can get. Yeah. That was him. There's another thing about him. I don't know if all this is mirrored, but, you know. Players. Oh my god. I like his beard. Yeah, he had a good beard. He was also one of those people who, like, he never wore suits. He never did, like, traditional, like, business lingo with people. He'd just kind of show up like, alright, here's what we're doing. Go around buildings and just, like, he would go around buildings with, like, a paintbrush and just, like, draw big red X's on, like, parts of the building that he didn't want to be there. Is there right around? Okay, cool. Yeah, gamer is a slur now. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with that joke. And I've gone into this. I've gone into this before, but here's my hot take. Are you ready? Some of you know this. Some of you know my gamer take. Some of you know my hot gamer take. But who's ready for my nuclear gamer take? I'm building up to this. Gamers are, by definition, a privileged class. Gamers are, in and of themselves, the definition of a gamer is the definition of a privileged class. Think about it. I want you to think about gamers. I want you to think about gamer culture. I want you to think about how expensive gamer computers are, keyboards, mice, gamer chairs, headsets. Think about all these things. Think about how much money you need to be a bona fide gamer, right? Now think about, in order to not be a casual, you need to have a lot of spare time and energy and mental real estate to be putting into things that do not contribute to your survival. And those who do have all the expensive stuff, but work a full-time job or three part-time jobs and have like other stuff to do, if you don't spend 40 hours a week on an MMO or a shooter, maxing out all of your levels, and you try to talk to your gamer friends, do you know what they call you? A casual. And they shit on you for being lesser than them. That is called class animosity. And that's my take. Gamers are a privileged class. Take that to the fucking bank. Is casual a slur then? Well, what does that mean? What does casual mean? You don't spend all of your time, you don't spend like an exorbitant amount of time and money and effort into games? The definition of a privileged class are people who have more disposable income and spare time. People who like are above labor. People who benefit from a system that involves, and here's the other thing, they also have like class interests that they get really goddamn political about. Tell me, anytime any game company makes any decision at all, how mad, how entitled do gamers get? You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. They have class interests, and their interests are to do less for casuals. To do less for anyone who isn't the right stereotype of a gamer. And that's it. That's my nuclear gamer take. Gamers don't have a right to complain about anything. You identify as a gamer, you identify as having less problems than the rest of the world. Just saying. Been listening to Jack Lynette a lot lately. Hello, IQ Dome. Thank you for your TED Talk. Gamers don't get rights. Oppress gamers more. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, like, games are fun. But it's one of those things where, like, I realize how much less I get done, how much less I can focus on my life, um, when I'm, like, thinking about gaming, when I'm, like, invested in... I got back into Destiny 2 lately. Let me tell you. It's addicting, and it's eye candy, and every time you get something done, you go turn it in, and then they give you something else to do. And not even if you're trying to do missions or anything, there's, like, you know, specific, like, scenarios that you play out, like stories and quests and stuff. Sometimes it'll just be like, kill a bunch of stuff with this weapon. And you're like, kill 40 people with this weapon. Okay, I can do that. So I'll go out and kill 40 enemies with that weapon. And then I'll turn it in. And it'll be like, great, now you've done that. Now, go kill 100 enemies with these kind of weapons. And I'll be like, okay, that's a bit harder. But I'll feel like, oh, this isn't going to take much time, I can do this. Are we good? Oh man, really? Oh, my scanning software just crashed. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, because I took a bunch of, like, weird... I can't do the adjusting layer thing. And that's what I get for multitasking. I have no way to answer that phone. That phone is out of batteries. I literally cannot pick that up. I'm sorry. It's a business phone. Only playing a game... You can't really play a game for, like, longer than 2 hours. That's the thing. That's the thing about Destiny, is you have to. Like, you have... like... You have to play for a long period of time. Wow, it didn't even force quit. It's not going away. Shut the fuck up, phone. Everything's collapsing. That's crazy. I cannot quit this application. Not letting me. It is simply not letting me quit this application. It is frozen. Also, what the fuck? Games consoles are like $600 to only do one thing. I mean, now, like, you can watch YouTube, you can watch TV and stuff on that, but, like... Really? Okay, where is it? It still says it's not running. I don't get it. I do not get this. Well, I guess I gotta restart. Anyway. Whoa. Play Risk of Rain, which the runs don't normally last more than an hour and a half. Base stats compared to in-game stats. That's how companies make money. Just finished Last of Us Part 2. Have you played? I have not. I'm not a huge fan of games that are mostly interactive cutscenes. Story games in general, I just don't. Like, games that have story are cool, but games that are just a story more than, like, a game, where people are more talking... Any game where people talk about the story more than, like, the game, I am not interested in. Because, like, I could watch a movie. I could go on YouTube and just watch all the cutscenes. And then, like, that's the experience. I don't know. So, I'm probably not going to play The Last of Us 2. I also hear it's just really, like, depressing without a point. I don't know. That's what I've heard. And I don't, you know, this isn't really, I'm not really in the mental state and in the place to, like, want to subject myself to that. Import folder. Alright. I've been going for about 40 minutes. I can do a bit more Q&A. I was trying to pull up a chat here so I could, like, see this easily. So I don't have to lean into my phone and squint. Oh boy. Yeah. Alright. No bandana? When do I ever have a bandana? Popped in to say hi and good morning. Now I need to go to bed. Well, hello and goodbye, Kiora. Thank you. Kiore. Set limits for how long I play Animal Crossing. Yeah, there's games with, like, bounties and tasks and stuff like that are evil. Okay, oh my god. I restart my computer, right? And then I open this application, and then all three of the files are all three of the scans that were, like, just sitting there making a beach ball, loaded in automatically. Great, thanks for the rigmarole. Awesome, love it. This is what I do. Okay, where is, yes, here. There we go. Or beanie, okay. Where are you hiding the bandana? I have a bug bandana. I should wear that more. I should wear that during the Sick of It video, honestly. I should add the bug bandana to the Plague Doctor outfit that I do. I don't want to say I'm going to do this, because I don't know what the future is going to hold, necessarily, or how hard this will be to do. But I want to do videos for Buzzified wearing the Plague Doctor outfit. That may be a thing. Banana bandage bandana. Sick of being dress coded on streams. Yeah. People are always like, you gotta play Minecraft. You gotta play Animal Crossing. Minecraft is okay. Minecraft is different because the game doesn't tell you to do anything. There's achievements, there's like a suggested, like, you know, things you can't accomplish. But the game doesn't tell you to do anything. Other than, like, when you first start up, it's like, get this and make this tool. Alright, now you can do everything. Like, so I like Minecraft because of that. It's sort of just an alternate reality you can just exist in for a bit. Achievement Hunter the game. Are you talking, I can't tell if you're making, like, an Achievement Hunter reference, or if you're saying that Minecraft is an achievement hunting game. Oh, are you planning on doing any more? We got a news desk. I did say that there was another YouTube channel that I was gonna start. And that I would have more details about it in the future. And I will say, maybe not the same tone or like not the same vibe, maybe not the same subject matter, but we do plan to do more stuff at the news desk. That'll be a thing in the future. Might just be me. Might be me and Red again. Just in case. That would be pretty good. Honestly, if I was gonna lean into a case pun, that'd be a way to do it. I'm gonna plug this back in. Whoa. What happened? Are we live? So strange. Stream explode? Yeah, I don't know. It always fighting the technical difficulties here. We live in a vortex of bad luck. God. Alright, these can all go. Cool. Alright. Wait, can I put this next to... Oh, I can do that. Awesome. Yeah. Can I pop this out? Awesome. Okay, now I have my scan window and this next. Just in case, by case, we've got case. Here's another important thing I should mention. Around the parking lot, over the past few years, or well, this past year in particular, since like the beginning of the year, I see this blue jay, or I hear this blue jay, that just kind of chills around the trees in the parking lot, and I've tried to get a good view of it forever. And over the course of everything, I have found blue jay feathers. I found just a wing torn off of a blue jay. But I have not seen a blue jay in person, ever. Until this morning. When I was walking to where I start my run, I was in the alleyway, checking on that tomato plant that we randomly found, and I heard it. I looked around, and in a dead tree, like the only thing moving on these dead branches, I saw it. I saw that blue jay. And I saw it fly away. And I was like, that's it. Finally. Finally. On 8/12, on August 12th. If any of you know my obsession with the harmonic series, 8/12 is a perfect fifth. An appropriate day to see my first actual blue jay in person. I have been blessed. Yeah. It's bird day. When did Crozide come out? Like, I can't remember. It wasn't this year. It was last year? I remember 8/12 being a date that I put something out on. I don't know. Blue jays have decided to start living in my yard, and I swear to God, there's like 10 of them. That's so... I wish. I wish we had more blue jays around here. There were a lot of grackles for a while. They still are. There has been a pigeon or two that have wandered up to the roof behind our apartment. It was today? Wait, hang on. I gotta confirm this. Released August 12 last year. Oh, it is the 1 year anniversary of me putting out Crow's Eyed, and I see a blue jay for the. I see the first time I've seen a blue jay in real life. I named myself after this bird. That's a whole nother. I didn't even realize that. That's a whole nother level. Illuminati confirmed. Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what it is. It's that fucking clover. Epic gamer moment. Yeah, epic player moment. Yeah, right? No slurs here. Oh my god. Anniversary omen. It's the yeah. FC07D2. What is this? Oh, I didn't write a number on that one. 42, 43, 44. Drawer 2. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go into today feeling charged up by that fact. There were primary elections yesterday, and from what I could see, a lot of progressives made some good gains across the states that were having primaries. That's cool. I don't know where the clever pendant is, actually. Oh my god. It's with my glasses, probably. Keep finding four-leaf clovers, but I have nowhere to put them. So I have like 30 in a cookbook somewhere. That's crazy. Yeah, no, the only time I've ever found a four-leaf clover was the other day. There's primaries going on? I have zero idea. So... yeah, usually it, I've signed up for, like, mail alerts on local elections, and, I've signed up for, like, mail alerts on local elections. If you go on, like, Ballotpedia and, other places, like, you know, where do I vote? There's usually online resources where you can type in your zip code. It'll tell you when upcoming elections are, what sample ballots there are. Depending on your state's infrastructure, it might be easier to, or harder to find that sort of thing. But at least in Wisconsin, you can basically subscribe to mail-in order or mail-in voting ballots. So anytime there is an election coming up, they just send you a ballot. You don't have to, like, go and vote. And then you just drop the ballot off at the clerks. Did I scan the folder? Yeah. Let me check. Yeah, it's 44. Okay. Used to have a whole collection of four-leaf clovers. That's awesome. That's so sorry. Alright, I'm so sorry. That's so sad. I can't words. Oh. Can I just do that. Yeah, there we go. That's back. Yeah, I want a lot of things to happen in our federal politics, but I've sort of, I've kind of reached the opinion, and the view that like, um, electoralism is not dead. Maybe it, may be really disappointing on a federal level, but local elections are really important, and I will tell you why you should pay more attention to local elections than the general election. And it is that it is inevitable that the United States federal government, and even a lot of the developed countries' federal governments, are going to crumble. This is not sustainable. Doesn't matter who wins the next general election. The United States, in its functioning capacity as we recognize it, is not going to be around for another decade. I can see that pretty plainly, and everyone's waiting to dance on the grave of the U.S. But the thing is, like, when you don't have central power, you have a vacuum of power. And what's important is that if the federal government isn't doing anything to look out for you, the only thing you have is your state governments and your local city governments. Those are going to matter a lot more than the federal government over the next few decades. And so I urge everybody to, if you want to think about politics or the election, don't worry, don't obsess about all of the big federal players in the Senate and the Congress, presidential election. Those are gonna, they blow like grass in a breeze, like things change, and like, they're not listening to us. None of them are listening to us. But if you physically live in a place where you can go to the elected official, their house or their office, like physically, if you can organize action in your own community, then it's good to be able to put people in those positions that will be receptive to your concerns, basically. If you're voting in, if there's a bunch of protests and the only people that have cared about electoralism are local conservatives, and they've voted in a conservative city council, they're not going to respond well to protests. They're not going to capitulate to anything the protesters have to say. So my whole thing as we go forward is, I don't want to talk about the general. I don't think the general is going to matter in the grand scheme of things as time goes on. Wherever you are, vote as far left as you can locally. Look up who the local candidates are, maybe meet them, get involved on that level. Make it a community thing, more than it becomes just, a bunch of figureheads that represent, trying to find the best figurehead to represent your views. You'll never do that, but you can represent your views in your community. So that's how I see that. We did climate strikes and there were some legal concerns. The counselors basically went, "We got you." Yeah, that's how this works. The federal government isn't going to listen. They will send in the feds before they listen to you. The way that change happens is if enough states, enough cities start doing things differently and something can be proven to work. That's when you get more eyes on you. The way that you change federal politics is you elect local politicians that can move up from there. You change the climate of your communities. You change the climate of your city and state legislatures. Then the Overton window in your political sphere will shift, and the people that your state and your community will be able to send up will be more tuned to your views than, if you just focus on Congress and Senate and President and all of the money that gets poured into Congress and Senate and President, to, for those elections where they're only trying to keep within the confines of the current Overton window and the current things that the donors want, the current political conversation on the national scale. We have to be able to change the political conversation on our local scales before we can move up. And whether or not, and that's the thing, is in a long-term, in an optimistic long-term future, it's one thing I like about my current resident. Local government is pretty baller. Local economy here is more important than the rest of it. But whether or not the United States government survives, another, 4 years of neoliberal status quo or another 4 years of Trump, however it works out, whether or not that happens, there's two ways you can look at this. One is that you can get involved in building a future where the people that are sent from communities up to these national conversations, the people that join the national conversation, are more like people like AOC. More like people who care about the effects of things on people, more than anything else. And, it's like one of those things where it's a 20-year project to kind of flip the ideals of the national political conversation. But the other side is that the federal government's probably going to crumble, and the organizations that will serve you are the ones that are closer to you, the ones that tangibly have an effect. They're going to figure out where the money comes from to fix the roads, to fund the hospitals and the schools. They're going to figure out all of those things if the federal government isn't going to help us. So I think it's really important to stick to electoralism on the local level to ensure that our communities work for us, even if the federal government's bought out. Even if nothing changes in the federal government, the way that your local government and local community does things, has mask mandates and stuff like that, these things can have effects. The triads and the cartels will rule. The cartels already rule. This is all democracies. We live in a late stage oligarchy with political dynasties that have figured out that if you don't keep your political dynasty dependent on bloodline, it's a lot easier to sell. Cartels all the way down. Yeah. Next year, most likely, if not this winter, I will have, there is an Etc.verse story that deals with this sort of thing. So if you want to hear an extremist, meta political take on my opinions, politics, and the government, that'll be all next year's Etc.verse content. Regardless of who wins the election. I think I got a story that works. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. I was actually gonna try to start this story originally right after PAR, but life happened, and also the political climate. I don't know. If any of you read PAR, there's some stuff that comes up in that ended up having like real life allegories. And that was going to continue. And whoo boy, if I started doing that story, if I had just gone and ran with it, you would all be calling me a prophet. Because there's so many things. There's so many things in that script that you're gonna see like, oh, if this was put out in 2019, this would have called everything. But now it just feels like it's a reaction to all the things that are happening more than like my view of what would happen. So I've had to tweak the story a bit just because I don't want to. Because like, you know, I got to top what's going on. I can't just be talking about what's going on in a fictional universe. What's PAR? Alright, so if you go to etcverse.com, you can find my original series called Etceteraverse. PAR is a podcast / ARG. You can listen to it as a podcast, or you can experience it as an ARG. But it's about a group of internet friends who used to be like online celebrities and used their notoriety to get into like various like pretty high influential places. The story follows them reconnecting and finding out that they're a bit too high up and things are about to get a little too crazy. That's PAR. In short, gamers discover... Some ex-gamers discover that there's a government conspiracy going on, and they start making moves to get involved, to stop it. And that's that. It's sort of like the opening chapter of Etceteraverse to like introduce the setting. The next story will be more self-contained, but it's one of those things where if you want the exposition, if you want to know more of the deep roots behind some of the things going on, I'd recommend going through PAR first. Also, like, all the characters are queer or trans in some measurable extent. Not all, like 90%. Most. Most of the ones that speak. There's also me doing a Jordan Peterson impression halfway through it. That's, this is back when people talked about Jordan Peterson more. You can have one cis as a treat, and it's Jordan fucking Peterson. Oh, God. I gotta check it out. Please do. It's, and also check out the Etceteraverse YouTube channel. There's a whole lot of creative stuff that I want to do with this universe. There's a few more project ideas, at least 3 more project ideas, that I have not started, but, like, have in the pipeline to, like, start production on, over the next few years. And, I'm trying to up the production values on the podcast thing. That's one of the reasons I delayed it, is because I wanted to make sure I had more stuff prepared, and wanted to make sure that, you know, I didn't have to do 100% of the work myself, and could also just have things in place to make it more presentable. Yeah, there's a trailer. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's see, what time is it? It's 10:21. I've been going for like, man, I've been going over an hour. Got nothing particularly important besides the Blue Jay. I might clip a little highlight just to get the Blue Jay thing on a video. But I mean, I'm still scanning. If anyone has any questions about anything. Listen to Pardo experience. Yeah, listen to Pardo experience the sultry birds. Yeah, if you listen to the podcast, there is additional narration that kind of covers things that are spelled out in like the text portions, and it's also just like a, you know, Crow gets to be the narrator character. The character on the cover of Crow's Eyed gets to narrate. So that's another thing. If you've listened to Jacqueline Eyed or Crow's Eyed, Etceteraverse is the story that those characters come from. Like the first entry of PAR spells out who Jacqueline Eyed is and who Crow's Eyed is. If you could go to any country in the world, where would you go? Egypt. I would love to go to Egypt. Maybe Göbekli Tepe. Maybe Tikal. I want to see some ruins. I want to see what humanity was doing back when the best thing they had going on was stacking rocks. Mongolia. Interesting. All I know is that Mongolian folk metal is awesome. If you were a non-living object based on your personality, what would you be? If I was a non-living object... based on my personality. Probably a really cool looking, like, blue Moonburst electric guitar with, like, gold hardware. That's probably it. It's probably what I would be. Like Stratocaster shape. Whammy bar on there? I don't know. No whammy bar. See, case isn't a noun. It's like a class. It's like a classification of, like, there's no specific thing. There's no one word that comes to mind, or one thing that comes to mind when you think of case. It's like like you need to quantify it. Like, what is it a case of? They're all different. Guitar case, yeah, sure. Dare I say whammy bar? I love... There's this guitar I have with a Floyd Rose on it, and I love it and also hate it. It's the prop guitar that I've used for videos that has the same rusted fucking strings. I think one of them's broken, but I have this guitar with a Floyd Rose whammy bar, and the thing about those is that they have a floating bridge, meaning that the tension like between the strings coming this way and the springs attached this way will have the bridge tilt up and down. So there's a bar sticking out of it, and you can like pull it, and it'll pull against the tension. You can pull it either way against the tension of the strings, so it can make it lower or higher depending on how you pull it. Um, Makes it hell to change strings for. I cannot answer that. I'm unable to answer that phone. But I like to say that, like, that's, it used to be like, I have a red guitar with a Floyd Rose too. It's like, I love Floyd Rose guitars because of that floating bridge, but I also hate them because of that floating bridge, because it adds, like, it adds so much more difficulty to changing the strings and keeping it in tune. Because if one of those strings falls out of tune and you try to tune it, you fuck up the balance of the tension on the springs, and so you have to like adjust everything every time you tune it. I hate it. It's bad. Alright. The phone guy from FNAF. No, I'm not fucking with that. Not doing that. Thank you for the stream. Thanks for coming to the stream. This has been wild. I didn't expect to be going this long. You ever tried meditation while doing archery? I do not have a bow presently. I'm waiting on my bow to arrive. But most of my meditation for me is more about like trying to take away focus on doing anything, so I can just kind of like, for me the most effective form of meditation is just sitting in the dark in silence and playing, like, you know, like a batting cage with any thoughts that come up. Just I'll focus on my breathing, and then some weird thing from somebody said from the other day comes up, and it's just like, gone. That's what I do. In my own head. Sitting entirely silent. Trying to fade into the star field. Sometimes I go outside, just in the fresh air. And stand around, like, barefoot on bare grass. And just chill. Ordered a bow? Hell yeah. It's a cheap one. I'll have to see how well it works, but do a lot of moving meditation. I mean, also, running for me is also one of those things that kind of clears my head, but it's not really meditation, it's exercise. Like, I'm not really coming out of it more energized. Meditation is usually something that I can, like, get up from and feel, like, calm, but, any, like, kind of activity. I don't wanna come out of that feeling like for me, if my heart rate is rising, and if there's any amount of challenge that I'm imposing on myself, then it's not really like effective meditation for me, because I have a lot of my whole thing is I have to balance my cognitive you know how, like, you have glycogen stores in your muscles, and you have a limit to how much your muscles can do, and there's all that, but you also have the same kind of, like, exhaustion can occur, like, with decision making, and my fight tends to be trying to escape the storm of overwhelming, like, like, overwhelming myself, basically. I try not to... Oh man, this is a long one. See, I've been going for, let's see, 81 minutes. Wild. Are we talking about spoons theory now? Sort of. I don't know what the actual term is for, like, decision exhaustion. Decision fatigue or something. I don't know. But it's just, if you have so many decisions, if you have so many things to think about in a day, if you have so many choices to make in a day, it can, like, wear you out. You just kind of, things seem harder to begin to do than they are. And like I don't have the privilege to just not do dishes for a week at a time, or not shower, or not like I can't, I don't have the privilege to just, like, not do things, because I have to, like, interface with people, and I have to, you know, get things done. I have deadlines to meet and all that. So, like, for me, like, I meditate to clear my mind of things, so I don't have, so I'm not worried about excess, because a lot of, like, decision fatigue is in your head too. Like, I remember when I was in my old apartment, of just, like, you know, being in one of those headspaces where I was just dreading doing dishes, and just like looking over at them, like, but then I'd get up and I'd set a stopwatch, and it would take me like 9 minutes, and I'd be like, I had to stand still for 9 minutes. Why the fuck was I so, like, what was up with that? And, you know, I've gotten through, like, those kind of roadblocks whenever, like, something like that comes up. It's like, I just don't want to, I just don't think I can. Like, I totally can just stand still for 9 minutes and do some fucking dishes. It's the easiest goddamn thing in the world. It's, showers are meditative for me. I'll put on water at a really low trickle, just to have water noise going, and just kind of sit in the steam, just putting my face over where the steam rises up. Focusing on one single point and completely letting go afterwards. That's how I meditate. Yeah. Yeah. That also works really well. 163. I'm wondering if I should do this last folder. If I should save it for tomorrow. There's a whole lot here. Yeah, I'll save this for tomorrow. I will have 2 folders tomorrow. That'll be easy. Meditation with Case 2020. Meditation is great. You should give it a try. Yeah, I mean, I've done meditation tracks. There was the meditation track on Jacqueline that actually ended up on Spotify. I did not mean it to, but it's on Spotify. It's also just on the like, Bandcamp downloads for Jacqueline. But there's another thing, and it's gonna be the bonus for Buzzified, most likely. There is a form of group meditation that I've done with friends that I'm planning on doing a demonstration of for the bonus track on Buzzified. And all the stuff that I've talked about, harmonics and meditation and you know, keeping your mind in check, at all the things that I've talked about so far have sort of come from this thing that you can do with a few people in a dark room. I'm really looking forward to be able to do that. I've written out a script for how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with, like, a Zoom mic with, like, surround sound stuff. It's gonna be great. "2008 Case, religious bullshit." I mean, I was pretty irreligious. I was pretty non-spiritual, pretty materialist back in 2008, I'd say. Moving meditation is only possible with repetitive motion, so the subconscious mind is doing the legwork, not the conscious mind. See, sometimes when I'm scanning and there's just a big stack of papers, I will zone out and I will just enter La La Land, just kind of doing the motions of like flip page down, scan, flip, flip, and just like doing that. Um, so like that's the thing is like there's totally different ways to like clear your mind for different people. Yoga is like the word yoga comes from the word for yoke, that thing that would go over the back of two oxes. Um, and it's about, yoking your mind to your body, basically. Um, being able to drive your body with, the intent of your mind. To be able to put your body into shapes that your mind deems. I think that's interesting. Oh. I'm really curious about Case Back in 08. No, just 180. I mean, yeah, I was going through a lot of shit. My family situation was not good. Um, I had a lot of undiagnosed mental issues. Um, Nova, how much do you know about Homestuck? I gotta ask. Let me dig deep in the memory files. I mean, you don't have to. I wasn't. I'm about to make a point. Not that I was into Homestuck when like you first talked to me, I guess, but if you don't, that's fine. But like 13-year-old me back in like 2008, uh, I was a-religious to the point Homestuck fandom being more toxic than aged nuclear waste. I mean, yeah, yeah, most corners of the Homestuck fandom at varying points in time have been pretty bad. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, in 2008, I was really a-religious. I was really kind of repressed about, you know, my gender and orientation and all that stuff. And it was really all about trying to be like authoritative, um, trying to like be smarter than people, and raged at basically anything, whether it moved or not. Okay, there's the keyword. There's what I was looking for. There's what I was looking for. 2008 me was Karkat Vantas. If Netflix did a Homestuck the animated series, would you voice Karkat if given the chance? Yes. Also, Nova, you can attest to this. You remember how much I talked in all caps? Do you remember just how much I talked in all caps? Okay. I don't know why that keeps happening. I could just keep the stream running until I have to go back upstairs, honestly. I'm just going at this. Yeah, I'm coming back to haunt the conversation. No, but that's the funny thing about like when I got into Homestuck and like my friends like were showing me Carcat. Like when I got into voice acting, it was just like, oh, I'll do this character. This character is just me from 3 years ago. Thank you. I know Andrew Hussey agrees. That's not true. Publicly. That's not true. Oh boy. But, oh god, what was I saying? It was like, yeah, this is giving me some peace of mind. Probably don't remember it, but I remember the incident you have. It was either a tractor, so unfortunately placed drunk in a scrap yard. No, I know what you're thinking of. I know what you're thinking of. I know what you're thinking of. It's scar on, like, part of my arm from it still. I don't want to get into that. What does that say? Look here, theater? I don't know. Oh wait, I can turn this a bit more, so... yeah, headroom, awesome. There was a lot of shit that happened back then. Printer. Oh, that's not a printer, actually. That... This is a typewriter. Don't let your eyes deceive you. What is the most bizarre adventure you've ever been on? JoJo's. Okay, no. What is the most bizarre adventure I've ever been on? I've been on a few. I've been on a few interesting adventures. My 6 months in California. I can't. It's one of those things that's been so, hard to talk about that I had to, like, write 2 albums about it. But that was incredibly bizarre. Not in, like, a good way. In, like, I really wish none of that happened sort of way. Also, hello, Case H. This is pretty much the last leg of the stream. Last leg. Yeah. Well, like, I don't know. I started when I was just gonna start scanning, and then I just kept going, and I don't really know when to. I don't really have to stop unless somebody shows up or unless I have to leave, and I don't have to leave until I'll have to leave like when I'm done with this scanning stuff. So here I am. Had to switch accounts, but still forced. Okay. That's 42. How many guitars do you own? Guitars I own myself? 3? There's the Carlo Rebelli, there's the PV, there's the one that's upstairs. There's that 12 strings. Like 3 or 4. A lot of the stuff I use, I borrow, or it's in the studio and is someone else's. But like I just have permission to use it. In the studio, there's probably counting the banjo. There's 7. The banjo is not mine. The banjo was left here, and I'd rather not claim ownership of it. Randomly changing conversation. That's how these morning streams tend to go. I remember when Case's studio was the garage. I have never had a studio in the garage. I don't know what you're talking about. I used to record in my closet. How's the theater restoration / cleaning going? It's moving. We are closer to the CNC thing happening. We spent a lot of time defoliating and weeding the outside of the building recently, but also like organizing lobby stuff. We're starting to move things out of one lobby space like back further into the theater so that we can clear the frontmost area out to be a CNC workshop. And then from there, we are going to cut all of the materials that we need for the theater. We threw out a bunch of Obama flyers a couple weeks ago that were left here from when the theater was the Kenosha headquarters of the Obama 08 campaign. So that was interesting. It's been, we haven't had... We're sort of waiting on a few things to get confirmed so we can go public about this stuff. I've been ready to do a lot more than I've really been able to. And I'm kind of just... I'm eager to do more. I'm eager to have more to talk about, but there's a lot of, I guess, litigation stuff that's happening with the building right now. Nothing bad. Nothing like that we're risking or anything, but just waiting for some balls to drop so that we can start dribbling. Accidental time capsule. Yeah. That was a long time ago. Yeah. They were sitting in the back of a closet in some bins that had other things on them. So, when the building's mostly used as a set for photo shoots over the past like 12 years, there's not much reason to do all that. Or to get in and do all that. No black mold or anything of the sort. Actually, surprisingly, the flyers were pretty clean. Sometimes there's mildew and stuff that grows in, you know, the less enclosed parts of the building, but I was surprised. A lot of them looked pretty good. Some of them were water damaged. Some of them, you know, just the humidity had soaked through them, but that's interesting. We also found a massive projector, and we turned it on and it started smoking. So. It started smoking. Yeah, it's old. Now it's a smoke machine. That was... It was either my dad or somebody else in the room made the joke like, oh, it could be a combination projector smoke machine. I was gonna crack a joke, but if it's broken, I can't. Yeah, sorry. Too obvious. States I can go with charts. This is gonna end up being a 2-hour stream. This is gonna end up being the same length as my like work streams. That's absurd. We all share the same brain cell. Yeah. We are one. We are all. Have any ghost stories? There is specifically one ghost story that everybody who has seen a ghost has. There's only been one real like figure that people see, and they all have the same story, like a description of a ghost with like the same description of a ghost doing the same exact thing, and over several tours, several years, several decades, people have seen this one ghost. I don't like to say out loud what the ghost is. It's just one of those things where, like, here, like, there's a small group of people who've seen the ghost or know about it. Or were there when somebody else has seen the ghost, and we're all in the know, and we can discuss it. But I like to keep the ghost story a secret on the count of, because like on the off chance that people like find stuff and then come here, I don't want them telling me that they've seen a ghost and then describe exactly the same thing, but only because they've heard me describe it elsewhere, right? Like I would love. Is this some dude doing the cha-cha? I mean, you're close. But it's one of those things. I wish I could, I have never seen the ghost myself, though. I will say that. The ghost is the mystery of the theater. You have to be there to see it. I'm gonna eat some soup. Go for it. I will be up soon, and I'll probably make eggs. Completely unrelated. Yeah, it's almost 11, so I'm gonna trying to race, get this stuff done, so I can get upstairs. State. Good luck. I am furiously clicking and typing these things. Is 010088. Now I'm hungry. I want some soup. That's a worthwhile update for hour and a half into the stream. Wait, or more than an hour. Yeah, whatever. There's this soup recipe that I tried that I haven't made in a while. It's just roast garlic tomato soup. If you don't like tomato soup, you will like this tomato soup. You literally just cut up some tomatoes, and you have a whole head of garlic. You cut up tomatoes, onions, and a lemon. And you put them into the oven at 400 degrees. You bake everything until, everything's fallen apart and you have some black on the tomatoes and all that. Tomato soup, but there's no tomato. God. I like foods made out of tomato, but not tomato itself. I'm sort of the same way. I don't really like raw tomatoes that much. I've gotten better about it as an adult. But I used to hate raw tomatoes as a kid. But you just, if you roast garlic, put an entire head of roasted garlic into this tomato soup. You take everything out of the oven, and then you just blend it all. Squeeze out all of the garlic. It's good as hell. You add basil. For raw tomatoes to tomato foods. Interesting. Teen case and raw tomatoes. No, I hated fucking raw tomatoes. Never ate that shit. I had a bad experience with tomatoes as a very young child. Oh, are we past 100? We're getting to the end of this list here. Finally. Tomato trauma. Yeah, basically. Not one of those, not something, it's... I got over it. I eat tomatoes now. Put cherry tomatoes in salads every once in a while. I don't like big, watery fucking tomatoes in salad still. I hate that. A very specific rant you went off on, all I can remember it was about tomatoes. It was probably just, I hated tomatoes. I don't know. Fine. The word for tomato when we, brought it back to Europe was pomodoro, because they were gold. And we bred them to be red. Why? Why would we call something? Why would we name something gold and then breed it so it's red? I don't get it. Red is the new gold. Sure. Blood gold. What if we just make oranges red too? Those exist, they're blood oranges. The outside's still orangish, but the inside is red. Yeah, sanguinellos. Make apples red. Red bananas? Oh, that would be cool. Even on the inside. Ooh. There's something like a dragon fruit that has a pink inside, and I wanna know where to get it. Dragon fruits are tropical. I mean, yeah, but you can still buy a dragon fruit. Jackfruit's really good. And that doesn't grow anywhere near here. I think there's an apple with pink flesh too. Yeah. I really like green jackfruit. I made jackfruit tacos yesterday, like Chipotle jackfruit tacos. It was good. If you dry them, they have the consistency of like pulled meat, like pulled chicken or pulled pork. My chickens really love grapes. That's cool. We have a huge grapevine growing in the backyard of my old house. It's been there forever. I would love to have chickens. Just small chicken coop. Well, yeah, keep them outside. Buff Orpington. Rabbit used to love bananas. Named all my chickens after food and regret it as though it got swept away. Oh man. It's destiny. Was that it? Oh, I'm on the last page. I'm on the last thing to export. 10, 2, 87. Theater. Staff. Programming. Done. Parmesan salad and dumpling. Oh, that's funny. One a.m. and I want some pizza. There's I mean, depending on your circadian rhythm, it could be a good idea or a bad idea. But I would side against that. It's 1 a.m. there. Wait, where do you live? South Korea. Oh, that's right. It's summer break, so I'm back from Canada. Oh, okay. Circadian rhythm. Circa means circle. Dia means day. Means your daily cycle of how your body and mind adjust to things. We are all machines of rhythm and flowing, rising, and setting tides. We function in rhythms that are in part defined by our actions and in part defined by the dances of the celestial bodies around us. Your digestive system also has a circadian rhythm. Well, your microbiome does too. That's why if you eat like really late in the day and go to bed, you'll wake up with a shitty stomach and possibly gain weight. It's one of those things where like the kinds of bacteria that convert things to like stuff that's healthy for you go to sleep after a certain, like they limit their activity after a certain amount of time, like later in the day. Ghrelin is also plays a part in hunger, but is like also secreted if you are sleep deprived. So that's another thing. Flashbacks to Jacqueline. Yeah, all of Jacqueline's sort of talking about, all of Jacqueline and Crozide's basically talking about that kind of thing. How you are just sort of a subset of the processes of the universe and all that. Whereas Jacqueline was like, and so that means if, you know, I am nature and nature is divine, then everything is divine and I can use it to justify anything. And Crozide was more about like, you don't know shit. You genuinely don't know shit. Stop pretending you know shit. You don't. Be humble. I am was about like I am worthy, you know. I am a being of life and miracles, and then Crozide is just like, but I'm better. I learned the formal word for all that. Just knew all the microprocesses in the body. That's what you call it. I mean, circadian rhythm is primarily about like sleep-wake cycles. Has more to do with like serotonin and melatonin. And I'm gonna spit this factoid out before I go. One more time. I like to say this whenever I have a chance to say this, because this is information that I think needs to be out there and nobody ever talks about it. It's better than my gamer hot take. Serotonin and melatonin are made from the same ingredients in your body. Meaning, if you are sleep deprived, if you ignore when your body tells you to be going to sleep, it is going to make more melatonin. It is going to burn through your melatonin, or well, your tryptophan, which makes melatonin. And when you wake up, it will not convert to serotonin because there will be nothing left over to convert to serotonin. So, if you're experiencing mood issues, or just have less willpower than you would like, fucking sleep more. Just go to sleep when you're tired. Take naps if you can't get a regular like circadian rhythm going. Just don't do that sleep when you're dead shit. Just saying. Literally, you're burning the candle on both ends. Your body makes neurotransmitters. We are all merely biomechanical machines And we function pretty well if we give ourselves the right environment and right ingredients to do things. Problem is, we live in a society that does not like us to have all that at our disposal, so we have to fight harder to avoid overwhelming ourselves. But yeah, just a factoid about the circadian rhythm and biochemistry and all that. Knocks you out with good intentions. Isn't that what happens to Karkat in Act 6 of Homestuck? When they get to the new planet? Now the saddest part of the stream, the ending of it. Oh yeah, 2-hour stream. We rolled for 2 entire hours. That's crazy. I wasn't even planning on doing this. Wasn't even planning on doing this today, but I wanted to, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But, yeah, it's been 2 hours. I gotta go back upstairs now. I don't have, there's nothing keeping me down here. I gotta go upstairs. I gotta eat. I have to fight the constant weight loss and perpetuate reverse all the calories I lost while running, so I don't look fucking skeletal next time. It's been great. I will, you know, not doing like the walk back streams anymore, but Haley and I will do more roof update streams when we do them, and when I have some things to say or get out, I will do these morning streams. Thanks for coming. Thanks so much for all of your interactions and keeping me company while I do this normally boring, mind-numbing task in the morning. I will see you all around. Go check out etcverse.com. Go do it. Go watch the trailer. See you around. Wish me luck on doing the sick of it video, because the sleep video was hell and took me like a week straight. Trying to think if there's anything else I gotta say before I sign off. No, good luck out there, keep climbing, do not look down. Have a good rest of your week.